What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, we're coming back to Divididos. Yes, indeed, Divididos Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Lucas Segura, and Lucas wanted to see me react to this song by Divididos called Que Tal. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Divididos, okay? And the video has 1.2 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Divididos, Que Tal, Teatro Coliseo, 3009. September 30th, 2016. I'm getting better at this, but still have to look at it for a couple seconds before I internalize. Oh, it's a date. Yeah, it's a date. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Get down and play. Rapidamente te queda mal. Te damos more. Okay. Sta quedando te calma y pan. Si vai humor, ¿cuál es? Si busques nunca fue bebé. Si no hay pasión, ¿cuál es? No hay filo, fútbol, drogas, no hay sexo y poder. Y el amor se puede. Espero que te sientas bien. Te dan amor, aunque no te caiga yo la falla. Si no hay canción, ¿cuál es? Que el mundo sordo como un pie. Si no hay razón, ¿cuál es? Zapato aparcada y bolso chimpancé. Y el amor se fue.
Harmonics. Okay, nice little bass solo there. That was nice. That was fun. Really nice popping and slapping technique. Really liked that. I liked how he was moving his right thumb up and down, above the bridge pickup, below the bridge pickup, up to the neck bridge up to the neck pickup, and down again. Moving his thumb all across the body, because when you do that, you're gonna get a little different attack each time. I'm not talking about changing pitch. I'm talking about how the attack sounds. So I'm gonna sound a little thinner. So I'm gonna sound a little fuller. So I'm gonna sound a little more percussive. So I'm gonna sound a little softer. It really depends on where you strike it on the string. I love the demonstration he did there with that. Coming in with the off the pop and slap and strumming the chords, that was nice. I really was impressed more than anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, his slapping was really good. His slapping was really good. But what really impressed me more than anything else was his popping. The way he had his index finger underhooked, so he could just instantly have it ready to get that snap up on either the G string or the D string. Take your pick. But it sounded really good. It sounded very strong. Strong enough that you can do those hammer-ons and pull-offs with no drop in volume whatsoever. Really nicely done. As far as the song goes, it's good. It's good, but I mean, it's not that I would say all that impressive. I think the groove of the song is nice. The feel of the song is nice, but it's nothing that I would really say is impressive. But it's solid. It's definitely solid. Now the highlight so far has been the bass solo. So let's get back into this. Let's see where this goes. I gotta pause. So I'm gonna get blocked. I'm probably gonna get blocked anyway. I think I go that long. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I very well could be, but anybody else pick up on that little bit of Black Magic Woman from Santana? Anybody else? I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive they put a little bit of that in there. Interesting. What I'm also finding interesting is this is supposed to be a song called K-Tal, and I think we've heard a grand total of like a minute and a half of that song. The rest of this, it feels like it's just been one long, for lack of a better word, jam session. I mean, I have mixed feelings about jam sessions. Like, if you're going to do one, if all you're going to do is just one, and you don't make it 15 minutes, you know, that's fine. You know, that's totally fine. If you just do one, you know, that I understand that that's cool. If you do this on every single song, it's going to get real old real quick. Unless this is one of those jam bands that people come to see them do that kind of stuff. At that point, that's a whole nother issue. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Boy. All right, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Divididos with K-Tal, and this was a request from Lucas Segura. Okay. I have a score here, and the score, unfortunately, is not going to reflect directly on what I thought of the song. The score really came down to one thing and one thing only, and we'll get to that, I promise. Let's start with the score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yep. 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. I almost feel like I have to do this in 2 parts. I guess that'd make the most sense to do it in 2 parts. All right, so here's the deal, folks. You had a song that, at its core, was really 4 minutes. Let's call a spade here, okay? About a 4-minute long song usually. I'm willing to bet the studio recording was somewhere between 4 minutes flat and about 4.5, somewhere in between there, okay? So they took that and they added an extended solo / tribute to Santana / jam session, and then back into the song again. So basically what they did is they took the song, split in half, and they put this sandwich part in the middle where you have this, like I said, you have solos, extended solos. It felt like jam session and tribute to Santana. Okay. Look. Was there a jam session in there? I don't know if there was or not. It felt very well structured. If that was an actual jam session, that might have been one of the most solidly structured jam sessions I've ever seen. So was it an improv jam session? I very seriously doubt it. I think everything in that middle section was planned. So I wouldn't really call it a jam session. So it's safe from my wrath of doing jam sessions in the middle of concerts that are as filler. I've never agreed with that, but some bands, they're desperate to fill time, and that's what they do. Now this felt very structured. It felt very organized, very planned, very polished. So I don't think it was a jam session. Was that middle section necessary? Yes and no. It for the sake of time, completely unnecessary. Like I said, I feel like the song is more than likely about I'm willing to bet 350 to 420 or 4 minutes to 430. On the album, I'm willing to bet that's how long it is. They chose to elongate it for the purpose of this concert by throwing some stuff in there. Okay, look, that's fine. Okay, I got no problem with that from a creative standpoint. I got no issue with it whatsoever. Was it a necessary thing to do? No, it was not necessary. They chose to do it and they elongated the song for that purpose. Did the song need it? No. Okay, look. This is what I'm trying to get at when I'm talking about the score. Without the bass solo, okay? Well, we're gonna take the bass solo out of that. Let's pretend the bass solo just didn't happen. When they went into that middle section, they skipped the bass solo and they went right to Black Magic Woman. Okay. If that had been the case, we'd be looking at about a 6.7 to a 6.8, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, the song was pretty good on its own. I liked the feel of it. The feel was nice. I liked when they would resolve, they would hit those accents, bop, 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 switch up to a triplet feel, bop, 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 bop. I dug that. That was probably the most impressive part of the song, was those triplet feel switch. That was probably the most impressive part of the entire song. The rest of the song just felt, I hate to say it, it felt kind of generic. It did. It felt very generic. Even that middle section, the whole thing with putting that section from Black Magic Woman in there, I mean, was it creative? Yeah, absolutely. I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. It was creative to think of that. Was it creative to play it? No. No. It's not a hard song to play, guys. It's Black Magic Woman. Even Santana himself has said that's one of the easiest, most commercially available songs that he's ever written. He wrote that song with purpose to be a commercial hit. And it was, successfully. Good for him. But is it a difficult song? Nope. Not at all. I've played that song. I've actually played that song in jazz bands, believe it or not. Several jazz bands I played that song in. I'm sitting there going, this is a Santana song. We're playing this in a jazz band? Okay, cool. And then the section after that. Now that felt, it felt well constructed and it felt planned, but it did feel a little jammy. But it worked. It did work. It didn't feel like people were on. It didn't feel like the musicians on stage were trying to grasp for straws and try to figure out where we're gonna go and where in the roadmap we're gonna go to next. No, it all felt very planned, very polished, very prepared. And then ending with the song, I thought that was probably honestly the best thing they could have done. Putting that section in the middle and literally splitting the song in half. That way you can start and end with the same thing. That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. So like I said, the song on its own, probably about a 6.8, probably about there. The bass solo and the bass solo alone is what brought this from a 6.8 up to a 7.6. Okay, that bass solo was very well done, very tasteful. Did not go too long. And this is coming from a bass player, guys. One of my biggest gripes about bass solos is they have a tendency sometimes, some bass players have a tendency to go too long. And I'm glad that wasn't the case here. He kept the bass solo, I think, to a grand total of like a minute and a half, if that. I got no issue with that. I got no problem with that whatsoever. I think that was a great amount of time for him to show off some great technique. Particularly, like I said, don't get me wrong, I loved his slapping. His slapping was nice. I love the fact that he was varying his thumb position on the bass and on the strings from the bridge up to the neck, so you could get some different attack styles. It sounded really nice, great variety. But what really impressed me more than anything else was his popping. Some people call it snapping. Slapping and snapping. Yeah, sure, I guess. I call it slapping and popping. I'm sure most bass players will agree with me on that. His popping technique was nice, man. His index finger was underhooked tight and really getting a nice snap on that pop when he would pop it. It sounded really good. Very strong enough that he was able to do hammer-ons and pull-offs off of it and have it stay strong. So good on him, man. Great technique, very tight technique. His hand, like you saw it move, but it was like barely. This was the extent of his movement, was this. That is as how it should be. I love watching these bass players who wail on their strings with their thumbs and yank the string with their hand when they're doing their popping. What a wasted effort. I mean, if you look at his technique, this was literally as much as his hand was moving. That's how much it should move. I just watching these other bass players who are literally yanking on their strings. I'm just questioning them, like, why are you putting all that effort into that when you could get the exact same sound just by doing this? Just that. That's all it takes. Just that. Whatever. No, the bass solo is definitely what brought this up to a 7.6 without question. And that was, without question, hands down, the most impressive thing about the entire song. So, yeah, 7.6. I feel good with that, simply because of the bass solo. The rest of the song, nothing that really blew my skirt up. It was good. It sounded good. I had no issue with it. Everything sounded prepared. Everything sounded tight. Everything sounded like it belonged. And even the Santana tribute sounded like it belonged in there to some extent. So it was a nice touch. It was a nice touch. So yeah, 7.6. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So 7.6, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.